Well, good morning. Hey, I got your attention. Good morning. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. So glad to see you. Welcome to all those tuning in on our love stream this morning. I'm so glad you're here. You found out we have this place, and you came, and it's a lot nicer weather in here than it is out there right now. So we're going to just get right going and sing some songs. Let's sing our opening song together. Very silly song. I want you to be silly. Just let it all out. Be silly. I want you to be as good as you are. There you go. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine, bright as a star. Go ahead and fly, higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na, 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 na. See how you do it? Na, 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 na. Maybe you're a painter, a lion tamer. Maybe you're a doctor or nurse. Maybe you fight fires or walk high wires or build big castles like hers. Do you pilot a plane, engineer a long train? Are you a captain of a great big boat? Do you write hit songs for the world to sing along? Are you a farmer raising pigs and goats? Whatever you decide to do, it's special because it's you. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine, bright as a star. Go ahead and fly, higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. There are gonna be times when you're trying to shine and somebody says, "Who you?" Keep a smile in your heart, just remember who you are. Let your light keep shining through. You go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine, bright as a star. Go ahead and fly, higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na 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 na. Here we go. Na 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 na.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. Good morning, and welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. What a treat to see you all here today. My name is Robert Ekman. I am your service host today. We want to remind you that this center is a spiritual community where all are welcome. We'd like to welcome you whether you're here in person in our beautiful new space or if you're joining us on our love stream from home. If you are joining us from the comfort of home, would you please mind typing in your location so that we know where you're joining us from? So this center is a spiritual community that teaches the philosophy of daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among all religions. We honor all pathways by which people to seek and to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can all each help make the world a better place. We know that you are all perfect, whole, and complete beings, each of us on our road to a greater spiritual experience. Our practitioner holding high watch today is Hildreth Ferris. Hi, Hildreth. Thank you for being here.
She's back.
Representing us in High Watch. For those of you who don't know, High Watch means that Hildreth is here with us in prayer, holding us in prayer through this entire gathering, knowing the greatest and highest good is unfolding for each of us as we share this beautiful time together. Our practitioner on the stage with me today will be Jim Ferris, who will offer our thought as well as our prayer. Now, wherever you're joining us from, I would like to invite you all to join me in recommitting yourself to our center's spiritual practice by saying this purpose statement with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. For all of the latest information on what's happening here at our center, you can check us out online at our website, which is www.spirituallyfree.org. Today, Reverend Cindy Edelson will be sharing a message with us entitled, Who's Driving the Bus? And our special music will be provided by Rick Sharette. What did he do?
He's a bus driver.
Oh, he's our bus driver. That's right. If there is a bus driver on the stage, it is Rick. That's absolutely right. And I think that I know who's driving the bus of this community. In the years and years that I've been a part of this center, and this organization, this group in Salt Lake City is more than 50 years old now. I think that Spirit is driving our bus, and I think that there is no mistake that we have had the journey that we've had to come to this place together, and I am just as excited as I can be to be in this beautiful new space with all of you. If there's anyone here for the very first time, I'd like to acknowledge you and invite you to please raise your hand so that we can acknowledge you with a round of applause. Yay! Several of you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us here this morning. In the lobby, there is a welcome packet that you are invited to take that contains information about us, as well as a back issue of Science of Mind magazine, which is an amazing publication full of great messages and affirmations that you can use every day. By way of announcements, the Centers for Spiritual Living will be holding its annual convention this year from February 20th to 23rd in 3 physical locations around the country: Santa Rosa, California, Dallas, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona. Now, our center is raffling tickets for registration to the entire event. It's a $199 value. But you don't have to necessarily go to one of the physical events. These tickets are also good for virtual viewing of the entire 3-day program. And they're going to be doing programming from all 3 locations. They're handing off between the 3 churches. So if you do attend in person at one of those locations, you'll be able to view virtual talks from other locations. But our raffle tickets are $5. They will be available each Sunday here at the center, and the drawing for those tickets will take place on February 5th. So again, whether you can join in person or virtually, please consider that. It's going to be some amazing, amazing presentations and talks. Please mark your calendars for Friday, January 27th, from 5 to 7 p.m. We will have an open house here in this space to celebrate the arrival of Reverend Cindy and to celebrate our arrival in this amazing new space. Please plan on joining us. There will be tours of the facility, and refreshments will also be served. Now, our center is founded on and is grounded in prayer, and this helps us deal with whatever comes our way and creates a positive experience for us regardless of our situations or conditions. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art of science of affirmative prayer and are ready to pray for you and with you. Here in the sanctuary, you can connect with one of them. You'll recognize them by the purple stoles that they have around their necks, or you can also connect with them online through our website. You can just click on the link, send a request to our practitioners, and know that they will hold you and your needs in prayer all week long. Now, I'd like to invite you each to please settle in, allow Jim's reading and the centering music to take us each to that sacred space within, and then Jim will lead us in prayer.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad you're here.
So today's reading is from Spiritual Liberation by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. Your cosmic identity is made in the image and likeness of love, intelligence, compassion, joy, creativity, and beauty itself. It includes the unique ways in which these qualities express in and through and as you. Embody this realization, and you will cease competing for love, recognition, and attention. You will know that you are one of a kind, that your life is on purpose, and that you are loved, protected, and guided by existence itself. When you say yes to authentically being who you are, your purpose reveals itself in language your heart can understand. Then, instead of operating from cunning and manipulating the world around you, you navigate life from your identification with first cause, your source of all life. As you begin to touch who and what you really are, you participate in the art of real living. From the boardroom to the meditation room to the bathroom sink, the impress of your uniqueness, of your being energetically falls upon all that encompasses your world.
My heart is open, love moves through me. My mind is open, peace moves through me. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart. My heart is open, love moves through me. My mind is open, peace moves through me. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart.
In the stillness inside each one of us, there is a presence, a living spirit, a wholeness, and that is who we really are. Finding that space, recognizing this divine presence. My heart feels the love inside of me, in my family, my community, in everyone I meet on the street. Their eyes, the window to their soul. My light always carried with me wherever I go. In this space, we come together in spiritual community to worship that presence, to know it lives right inside all of us, perfect, uniquely expressing as who we really are. In that kind, compassionate place of divine love, we come together and acknowledge how good life really is. The beauty of the message today, all of us open, welcoming the truth as it is spoken, and feeling the music and sending it out into the world from our heart, our souls. All are affected by the beauty of the love our light casts forth through our actions, through our words, through our thoughts and our deeds. Much occurs, and I am so grateful for our collective manifestation of this new center in the physical and this new minister in the spiritual realms. I release these words into the law of life, love, and light. As together we say, and so it is.
So every January, we revisit the basics, the foundation of the science of mind philosophy. And this song we're going to sing together. I invite you to sing with us. Really ties a nice bow on those fundamental principles of science of mind. There is one life. Let's sing together.
There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. I kept on looking for the answers. Were they behind some hidden door? Then I woke up one Sunday morning. It was me that I was looking for. There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. I go within and talk with spirit, trusting in the truth, nothing to fear. I wait upon that voice to answer. I see my good, my vision's clear. There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. There is one life, there is one love, there is one infinite presence. I am one with God, I am one with God. I am one with God, I am one with God.
Thank you. I'm happy to do some special music for you today. It was about 30 years ago. Audrey Jolly, who is now Audrey Gum, who is now also a practitioner emeritus, was teaching a class on spirituality. And I was a newbie to this philosophy and really enjoyed her class. There was a meditation exercise given, and out of that exercise, this song came to be that I'll share with you. But I also wanted to dedicate the song. I didn't ask permission, but I'm going to do it anyway. Audrey Gum's son, Jody Jolly, passed away a few weeks ago from brain cancer. He was a practitioner. He was a very wise, gentle, humble man. And it was an important part of this community for several years. And he introduced his family to this philosophy. He was the one that brought his mom and his dad and his sisters into this community. And vicariously, that's how I got involved back then. So I have a lot of gratitude to express for this amazing man, Jody Jolly. So I just wanted to dedicate this song to him. This is called Love Is All Around. Love is all around. Listen to the sound. Laughing, crying, singing in your heart. Feel the warmth. See it wash the smudges from your window. Peace is all around. Listen to the sound, calming, soothing, loving in your heart. Feel the glow, know the joy, the world joins hands at last. Crowded thoughts may fill the day's confusion, and stormy clouds may hide a brighter light. As we take our time in quiet self-communion, our world evolves, our wildest dreams take flight. Life is all around. Listen to the sound. Giving, making, living in your heart. Go your way. Be yourself. The truth has set you free. Crowded thoughts may fill the day's confusion, and stormy clouds may hide a brighter light. But as we take our time in quiet self-communion, the world evolves, our wildest dreams take flight. Love is all around. Listen to the sound, do your thing, say or sing, praise the oneness, let it ring, take it home, give your best, know the joy, the world joins hands at last. Listen to the sound, love is all around.
Beautiful. Thank you. I really felt that. I didn't know Jody, but I've heard lots of stories about Jody, and I feel him in this room. Through your words, through the sounds, through your hearts. So thank you. Thank you. So here we are. Second week that I get to be with my beloved community. It's wonderful to be back. And, you know, last week I got to call my beloveds at home and tell them how amazing it was to be here. It did feel like I am home. And I'm truly grateful for the love that I felt, the love that I feel, and for the open hearts that are sitting out there. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. It's my second time. We'll be new together. And you heard what the topic is. Who's driving the bus? We found out it's Rick. But I want to go back to what I spoke about last week. I talked about the secrets of the sassafras tree. And what we learned last week was that the sassafras tree feeds and heals, and does this by simply being itself. And then I found that reading from Reverend Michael. Here's a little snippet of again that Jim read so eloquently. Your cosmic identity is made in the image and likeness of love, intelligence, compassion, joy, creativity, and beauty itself. It includes the unique ways in which these qualities express in and through as you. Just sit with that for a minute. It doesn't mean that you have to be someone else or something else. Here comes Aiden. He wants to share here. So, back to my title. Who's driving this bus? Okay. I'm going to tell you some secrets of my own. There's a whole committee in my head. Okay, it's kind of like a boardroom. They all have different personalities. There's the control freak. There's the introvert. There's the warrior. There's the worrier. Can you all relate to that? And those voices always have something to say. they're very quick to judge. And I don't know about all of you, but I've spent many years with them and decided that I will no longer allow them to drive the bus. They're there, they're not going anywhere. But what drives my bus, what drives my life, what drives my journey is my heart, my intuition. It's this thing that I call the soulful self. Some people call it the higher self. It's that place that we talk about in Science of Mind where you are whole and complete. The other thing about those voices in my head is sometimes they're actually outside of my head. They come from the news. They come from the family. They come from the doctor. They come from the teacher. They come from society, that universal mind that even if you think you're so fiercely individual and you make your own decisions, you're influenced. Look, we're all brainwashed in some way. Unless you don't partake in any media at all, and you live in the mountains, and you don't have a cell phone, and you don't listen to other people, and you live within just your own domain. I don't know many people like that. Maybe monks that live on a hill have that kind of experience of life. And I have been under the influence of not just my committee, but my family, by society, that tells me that success looks a certain way. That I am happy if I have a certain car and certain things in my home. And if I have X amount of social gatherings. Look in the magazine, you guys. Oh, okay, so let's tell you a little secret again. For many years, I was in the graphic arts industry. I used to work in Hollywood, and I would retouch photos of stars. So when you look in the magazine, my friends, they look that good because I helped make them look that good. I can tell you things about people, you know, Madonna has a lot of facial hair, and Hillary Clinton, you know, she always wanted the jaw cut a certain way because she didn't like her jawline. Certain people wanted their eyes greener or bluer. Some people wanted their arms thinner, right? So this is what they do. They can even do it on camera, you guys. It's amazing what can be done digitally these days. But look, we're all just human. Every wrinkle, every scar, everything that I've been through is a roadmap of my life. Every experience that I've been through, every challenge, every joy, that's what makes me who I am. So, how do you not listen to all those voices? How do you steer your own bus? I have a couple of pointers. The first one is those voices, those personalities in our head, they don't go away. I hate to tell you this, they don't go away. They're there, but what happens is you learn to accept them. You learn that it's just a voice doing what it does. If anyone in this room has ever read The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, yep. He's got a great name for those voices in our head. He calls it the neurotic roommate. We all have a neurotic roommate. We don't have to listen to it. I've found a new peace and love for my neurotic roommate, for all those different personalities in my head. They come from my experiences. They come from my family. They come from my ancestors, right? And sometimes I buy into them still. And it's okay because I'm aware. Reverend Michael talks about this story where in his family, everyone in his family had allergies. So every time it was allergy season, he would do what everybody else in his family did. He'd get the box of Kleenex and buy the Claritin or whatever he needed and do what everybody else did until one day he realized, wait a minute, that doesn't have to be my story. Just because it was their story, I can still be family, blood relatives, and not have the same diagnosis or experience. So when he finally really got it, he stopped taking all that stuff and he never had to go buy Kleenex during allergy season again. I know I have some of those things in my family lineage too. And I'm bound and determined to make a new way so that it doesn't have to keep going forward. I'm not telling you what it is exactly because it's something that I'm working on. When I get to the other side, you'll all hear about it, all right? Just like you, I'm a work in progress. So that's the first thing, is coming and finding a peace for those voices. And a few ways you can do that as well is meditate. You know, even if it's not a daily practice for you, just start with 2 minutes. Then go to 5 minutes. If you find that you don't get the time to just sit, then when you're doing the dishes or brushing your teeth, be mindful about what you're doing and don't think about anything else but what you're doing. So meditate. Prayer. Prayer is powerful. In fact, if you're a practitioner and sitting in this room, I'd like for you to just stand up for a moment, if you can. So I want you to look around the room and see our practitioners that are in this room. These are people that can pray with you if you haven't learned how to do affirmative prayer yet. These people will pray with you and for you. Thank you, practitioners. See, I have a practice of praying every day. One of the ways I pray every day is I pray over my food. So that's 3 times. If I pray when I wake up and I pray when I go to sleep and then, well, okay, it doesn't count. I'm a minister. I pray with people all day. But if you just prayed every time you got in your car for a safe journey, if you prayed every time you were about to partake in something that you were eating and drinking, think of how much you would pray, how powerful that is. See, prayer, just like everything else, is energy. And it's focused energy. And the way we pray in Science of Mind is not begging and pleading. It's by knowing. It's knowing the truth. So these practitioners that stood up know the truth of who you are. They know that you are whole and perfect and complete, even if you come to them with a story or a challenge or a diagnosis. They can see beyond all of that and know who you are. So that's some of the tools that you can use. The other important key, and I'm only giving you 2 keys because they're so big, is embodiment. The best way for me to explain this is tell you a quick little story. Let me get a sip of my tea first. I've been around Science of Mind for over 20 years, and the minute I set foot into a center like this, I knew I was home. And I was so excited that here's a lot of people that think the way I think. I had been doing my own study since I was 17. So I was thrilled, and I jumped into classes, and I recommend that highly if you want to know more, if you want to change your life. What they always said when I first got to a center like this was, change your thinking, change your life. And it's true. However, I might say something controversial here. There's more to it. You have to embody the teachings. I was living from my shoulders up, you see. And even though I was living that way with the Science of Mind teachings, my life changed. But something happened. I started to understand that I needed and wanted to embody these teachings. In other words, it's beyond human understanding. It's cellular. Ernest Holmes talks about chemicalization, right? It's in my bones, in my muscles, in my cells. Understanding this teaching at a level that is beyond my mind. So the story is this. I was at a retreat. I was in Cancun, Mexico. It was lovely. We were meditating on the beach at 5 a.m. and then doing yoga practice at 6. 5 a.m. isn't that good for me, but I was doing it. I wanted to squeeze every bit out of this retreat that I could. So there I was on the beach at 5 a.m. and I had an experience. It was an experience of oneness that changed my life. Because you see, I couldn't tell the difference between my body and the grains of sand. I couldn't tell the difference between my body and the waves that were washing in. It all blended together. And here's how you know embodiment happens. You can feel it. As we continue our relationship, you guys, you're going to hear me say this over and over again. Where in your body do you feel it? Where in your body do you feel joy? Where in your body do you feel grief? Where in your body do you feel sadness? Because, my friends, that is part of embodiment. Yes, you can still learn, you can be very intellectual about your spirituality, as I was for years and years and years. But my life didn't go into hyperdrive until I got the embodiment piece of it. I dare say I have met a lot of people in my life that are incredibly studious, well-studied. They've read everything, and they have this recall where they can quote something from a book, and I'm just like blown away. But sometimes those people that can use their mind with such skill, they haven't embodied it, and you notice it in the outpicturing of their life. There's structures, there's focus areas in their life that are just messy. Or they've always had a dream and they've never gone for it because they listen to society. This story comes up for me. In practitioner studies, we were assigned to go see other practitioners so that you can get a feel for how practitioners do a spiritual counseling session. So that's besides our practitioners holding the high watch in this room and praying on a Sunday, we do spiritual counseling. That's what we're trained for. So I went into spiritual counseling with a gentleman at the center I was at. I've always thought he was, a wise person. And lo and behold, I sat in front of him, and he said to me when I told him my dream, "Oh, that's going to be really hard." And I went, "Oh, okay. Note to self, that's not the practitioner that I want to be. I want to hold unlimited potential for every human being that I bump into. I don't care what society says about it." I also know that sometimes someone sitting in front of you telling you no can be the universe, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. See, I've had many different dreams in my life, and I've had roads to choose from. And even when I chose and I felt like, oh, that might not have been a great idea, it's exactly what I needed for me to get here and be here in this room with all of you. See, my essential self is a pretty good driver. She has always noticed what's mine to do. I also want to acknowledge the people that are Zooming in. Oh, I keep saying Zoom now. They're not on Zoom. They're on Facebook. They're on our webpage. Thank you for being here with us. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. And along with Martin Luther King and all the past mystics and gurus, guess what? If we can tune in to Universal Mind that has all the garbage, we can tune in to the past mystics and gurus and sages that have the wisdom. So since Martin Luther King's day is tomorrow, I have some quotes from him, and I want to read them so I don't get them wrong. But he said, "Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is interrelated structure of reality." So see, we're all in this together in this room. If you're not living from that essential self and allowing that part of you to drive the bus, then it's harder for the other people in this room to do it. So we're invested to do this together. The other thing that he said is, one day we will learn that the heart can never be totally right when the head is totally wrong. Isn't that true? So we've talked about a couple of ways to strengthen our listening muscle so that we can drive our own bus. And a quick note here, you guys. How do you know the difference between the voice of your essential self or the voice of one of those neurotic roommates in your head? The answer is the essential self will never belittle you, judge you, and use harsh words. So, if you hear yourself wooing you and saying, beloved, this is for you. This is what's next for you. You can do this. That's the voice to listen to. If the voice is saying, you shoulda, you could have, why didn't you, what's wrong with you, that's not it. But don't be mad at yourself. Be grateful that you caught it. Be grateful that you caught that voice, and even throw it a bone by saying, I hear you and I excuse you. There's someone else and something else for me to do. And say it with love. So as we continue this journey, all of you, I'm considering my beloved community. And as I continue to talk, my intention's always going to be to bring you with me. To bring you with me for my deep intention for all of you, everyone on camera, at home, all of you in this room, to be driving your bus from that essential self. So with that, I invite you all to, if you're comfortable, close your eyes as we pray. Oh, so grateful for this rainy, snowy, wonderful Sunday. Grateful for our beautiful musicians that bring that heart-opening sound so that we can travel from the head to our heart. And I'm grateful for breath. For breath is life, and life is breath. And I'm grateful to know that there is only one. It doesn't matter what you call this one. Whether it's the force or energy, creativity, heart, God, Buddha, Jehovah, Hashem, the way, Lord, Creator, Divine One. So many names and so many faces, and yet only one. This oneness, this presence is everywhere, all the time. Whether we see it or we don't, whether we hear it or we don't. It's in every raindrop and snowflake. It's in every animal, sentient being. It's in every pebble and rock and boulder and mountain. It's in every stream and lake and the depth of the ocean. This power, this presence, this light is unlimited, ever present. And this unlimited potential called life this power, this presence that is residing in me as my heart, in my organs, in my cells, in my muscles, in my bones. That power is always at hand, not just for me, but for every beautiful soul within earshot of this prayer. You and I are divine emanations of that oneness. We are millions of points of light that have come to this earth with our own unique gifts, abilities, stories, voices, and ways of showing up. And how beautiful that is to know the truth. That we are all interconnected without you. There is no me. See, we are the divine matrix of life. With one flutter of our wings, it's felt and known across the world. So knowing this truth, I claim and know for my beloveds in this room that we really get and experience and embody the difference between those voices that are always there in broadcasting. We know and experience, embody the voice of our essential self, our soulful self, our higher self. We're dialed in. The radio is clear. The signal is clean. There's no static, because we know the difference between those voices that we get to acknowledge and have peace with. And this knowledge, this embodiment, this prayerful knowing, it affects our life in such a magnificent and powerful way that we don't walk out of this room the same way we walked in. So I am grateful for all the ways and challenges it took for you to be in this room now, because you were meant to be here. I was meant to say what came up to say, and we together are creating a world that is a better place because we listen to what's ours to do and be. So in this magnificence, I am just thankful for answered prayer, knowing that before I even started speaking the word, it was already done. So we get to release, forgive, surrender, as God is always God. And working in the background, the foreground, the side ground. The seeds are planted. We let it go. And please say after me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, Rick and the band.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Yes, 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 so blessed. It's that time of the service that we offer an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity to practice one of our spiritual practices, and that's giving. The way I like to think about it is, where I get fed spiritually is where I like to give. I also recognize that people give at different levels, and that's okay. Whatever you can do. But you can't let new things in your life if you're holding on to old things. So, okay, a quick little tidbit. I went fishing one time, and I caught the biggest fish on the boat. And it was, I think I won money. I won a prize for it. But here's what happened. I caught a little fish. But this big fish came to eat the little fish. And as I'm reeling it up, it didn't even fight because it was following the little fish, and here's this giant fish. So that's my little story about give and take. We live in a reciprocal universe. So whatever you can do, if you throw the little fish out there, you might get a big fish. So here's your opportunity. So as the ushers come forward, we have our blessing. Here we go. Say this after me, please. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is. Thank you, thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Day, I'm going to do a silly song. It's called Just a Dream. I need to set this up, otherwise it's going to ring kind of quirky. We all have dreams. We have aspirations. I'm not talking about the nighttime dreams. I'm talking about the daydreaming, the aspirations, the yearning for, the wanting, the desire. And you've heard the term broken dreams. And sure, that sounds good in a song, but it's not really true. I mean, there are dreams that are misguided, maybe not, well thought out. Maybe it's not your essential self that's dreaming those dreams. Maybe you're just ignoring them. Maybe you have a dream, but you're not doing anything to get you closer to that. So this song talks about kind of scolding those not very productive or constructive dreams or dream states that we have. It's time to dust off those dreams from our essential self and really move in the direction of those dreams in order to create the life you want. So just as a step in that direction, we're going to just go with the song, Just a Dream. Just pretend I'm scolding those dreams that have lied to me or have got me on the wrong foot. I still am a human being. I still have aspirations. Yes, I can do it from my essential self. Certainly, Martin Luther King did that. You listen to that I Have a Dream speech. Obviously, that's his essential self talking. So, to the dream. If you were my girlfriend, I'd have left you long ago. I have been your fool for far too long. If you told me yes, well, I figure you meant no. Everything I learned from you was wrong. If you were a garden, I'd be tossing out my trowel. If you were a prize fight, I'd be throwing in the towel. But you are just a dream. You are just a dream. A gaily painted picture of a new and brighter day. But I cannot dislodge this beautiful mirage stuck inside my brain's projector screen. You're just a dream. If you were my diet, well, I'd put on 30 pounds and still not get to eat my favorite things. And if you were my airplane, I'd be stuck here on the ground. I fail to see you haven't any wings. If you were my barber, I'd no longer have my hair. If you were my lawyer, well, I'd surely get the chair. But you are just a dream. You are just a dream. You are always with me, though I try to walk away. A jewel carved with soap, and I am such a dope. Holding you so high in my esteem, it's just a dream. Peace and harmony, castles in the air. Why do I fall in love with things that just aren't there? With each and every crash and burn, you think that I would finally learn. But like the phoenix from the ashes, you will rise again. You will rise again. And take me with you. Take me with you. For anywhere you want to go, you know I'll leave today. If you were my girlfriend, I'd be begging you to stay. But you are just a dream. You are just a dream. And lately you don't look so good. Is everything okay? Do I expect too much from this lovely little crutch? No matter how important it may seem, it's just a dream. And a dream goes on forever. Thanks, everybody. That song was written by a dear friend of mine from back home in Michigan. His name's Jim Beiser. He's got a website. His music is fantastic. Jim Beiser. Thank you all.
Let's give a hand for Reverend Cindy's talk, too.
Yeah.
We like to stay in that beautiful contemplative space right afterward, but
Yes.
love to acknowledge you. Wonderful talk.
It was great. I didn't take any offense for insisting that I drive the bus. No, it was great. Thank you. So let's stand, everyone, if you're willing and able. Thank you all for being here. You have a blessed week. Take these messages with you as you go out throughout your day, and remember our open house for celebrating Reverend Cindy coming to us, and this beautiful facility also open to the public. It'd be great to have a nice showing. That's January 27th, Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. And it's never too late to get on board with Cindy's visioning class. It went too late for me to get on, but my wife is doing it, so I can glean everything from her taking the class. But Tuesdays, 7 to 10 p.m. It's not too late. They had one class. You can catch up. All right, let's sing together. This is called I Am as God Created Me.
Happy Sunday.